Okay, my full name is Irene Mary Evelyn Shepherd, but was Mitchell before I was married, and I was born in Brandon, Manitoba on April the 8th, 1926.
And how did you come out here?
Well, I was in the Army, and when Florence Schaefer, Florence Nicholson Schaefer came back from overseas, she worked in the pay office with me. And so anyway, she knew Jack in the sand in Fort Capel. So I went out. She asked me to go out with him. And after we got out of the Army, we roomed together. And we went out to Fort Capel at the sand to see Jack. And that's how I met Jack.
Where did you go to school?
I went to school. Well, I was born, we lived on a farm out close to Sewers, and I went to a country school.
And then after you were finished school, you enlisted?
Well, it was just a country school, so we had to go into town, for high school. And I was in Brandon, and a good girlfriend of mine that was in the Air Force, came home and she said, "Oh, you should join up." So I went to join up, and when I joined up in 1944, all they were taking was in the Army. So I joined the Army, and I joined up in Winnipeg, took basic at Kitchener, Ontario. Then I went to Edmonton for a clerk's course. And when I was out of the clerk's course, they, were posted in different places. And the only place, Regina was the only western, all the rest of them were down east. So I was lucky to have got, because there was quite a few of us from the west taking this course. So I was lucky I came to Regina and worked in the pay office.
And how long did you work there?
Well, until almost 2 years when the Army closed.
So you didn't have to go overseas?
Well, no, I couldn't go overseas. No, girls couldn't go overseas till they're 21.
Oh. And what were some of the experiences you had?
Oh, really good experiences. I met a lot of nice girls, and in fact, four of the girls, three of the girls, I guess, I can't remember, 3 or 4 that I knew in Regina, they came to Maple Creek and took a CNE course, Certified Nurse's Aid course, and that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
And they celebrated their 50th. They were here. Gus Henderson was the only one that stayed here. The other ones all left. Well, one girl married Tom Colgan, the barber, his son, and I still keep in touch with her. And anyway, when they had their 50th anniversary, Florence was still living then. So Florence and I went, and because I'd been their sergeant, they asked me to cut the cake, which was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Did you have to do basic training?
Yeah, at Kitchener.
And what did that amount to? Did you have to do all those push-ups and sit-ups and?
No, lots of marching, and that was in Kitchener in the wintertime. It wasn't very warm.
And that's all, though? You didn't have to do all those exercises and run 2 miles and?
No, that was the men.
Oh.
The men did that.
Okay.
The only thing I remember in Kitchener, on basic, we used to do a lot of marching. And to go downtown, of course, being a country girl, going to Kitchener, or the town, go downtown and go by bake shops and all the stuff, oh my gosh. Made you pretty hungry.
Yeah.
And they had a good, what the heck was chocolate store in Kitchener too. Made good chocolates, but I can't remember the name of it.
What were some of the most challenging things about being in the Army? What was the hardest?
Well, I was pretty darn lucky. It wasn't very hard. Well, I guess the hardest was writing exams.
Or being away from home?
Yeah.
Was it unusual for girls to join the Army?
Oh no, there was lots of girls. Yeah. There in Regina, there must have been 200 or 300 of us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, that was just Regina. Then there at Calgary and all the provinces had, or all the different stations had lots of girls.
You must have been pretty adventuresome though, because most girls at that time were being teachers.
Well, I was just I was just finished school, so, and this girlfriend talked me into it. So, no, I wasn't into it for a school teacher. That's for sure.
When you were in the military, did you have any social parties that you would all go to in your uniforms, or?
Well, I don't know. We kind of more or less went. Yeah, we kind of went our own way, because there were two dark. Well, I was about the only ones that chummed with the privates and that because I was 18, where most of the sergeants were quite a bit older than me.
What did you do when you went out for an evening? Did you go to dances? Or?
Oh, well, we used to have quite a, the Legion Hall here. It was out of the, it was out across the track there. And they used to have parties and we used to go to quite a few dances and parties at the hall. Yeah, we had the same kind of a hall as the Legion Hall. Yeah.
That was out where the vet clinic is now, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, that was part of the Army buildings out there during the war. Yeah. Yeah. When I came to Regina, I could have. Do you want to stay in Regina, or do you want to go to Maple Creek, or but where was the other place? And I didn't know, so I stayed in Maple Creek, or stayed in Regina, I should say, which was lucky because it wasn't very long after that they closed Maple Creek, and where was the other place? They closed the small places.
After the war was over.
No, yeah. They used to. I don't know how many used to have out here, but they used to have. There was different girls out here. I know. Yeah.
Do you think that when women could join the Army, that it was a step in them getting to be more independent and ready to work, go out and get a job and work?
Well, maybe, I don't know. Because when I was 18, it was just when they were, getting short of help. And, Brandon has the mental hospital. Mm-hmm. So I was taught to work in there in the summer holidays. So you didn't need to worry about work. And actually, when you think of it, getting the jobs for, say going through for a teacher or something, I could have went up to the Brandon Mental Hospital there, right today and got a job, because they were so short of help.
Mm-hmm. And when or how long was Jack in the sand before you got married?
Well, he came back from overseas. He came back from overseas, let me see. When you and Joyce got married, when he got back then, he went into the sand then. And then he got out. Yeah, he must have got out in 48. We got married in 49.
And then you moved to the ranch?
Yeah.
Was that quite a difference going?
Well, I was born and raised on a farm.
Oh.
And farming out here is altogether different. Like in Manitoba, they had good crops. A 5-bushel crop at home was a disaster. Mm-hmm. Where out here, it wasn't too bad. And then another thing that I couldn't get over, as you'll see in that book I'll give you, to see, we had a big barn. We used to keep our cattle in the barn all winter. And of course out here, they don't put the cattle in the barn.
Yeah. Oh, everything was in.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, everything. Yeah, we had a big barn, and in fact, Jack, you know the barn that the parsonages have up at Mary Flat now, like it was down below. And Jack figured that was a big barn. I said, well, you didn't have a barn any bigger than that. I took him home and showed him what a size of a barn at home held 50 horses. Like my dad used to raise horses.
Oh.
What kind of horses did you raise, Mary? Like heavy horses or
Yeah.
Clydesdales or
Yeah.
Percherons?
Yeah, the Clydesdales, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, when you came out to the ranch then, did you do lots of riding?
No, I never did ride.
No.
No, we didn't ride. My brothers rode all right, but I mean, they were workhorses. We didn't have saddle horses. I knew how to milk a cow, but I used to milk lots of cows at home. But
On the ranch?
no, at home when I was a kid.
Oh.
Used to milk 4 or 5 cows before I went to school.
What'd your dad do with the horses then? Was that a business he had of selling
Oh,
them?
well, he used to sell a lot of them, and they used to have a stud. Yeah, he sold a lot of horses, and he used to at horse, at fairs that he used to judge horses. Yeah.
Did you miss that when you came to the ranch?
Well, it was sure different.
Yeah.
It was, it was just altogether different than, it was just a different, and out here, of course, you didn't have the rain like that, that we had.
Mm-hmm.
It was, the country's altogether different.
And when did you get married and start having kids?
Well, we got married the 11th of November in '49, and Barbara was born on the 29th of January of '51.
And after that?
Well, there's Sheila and Cindy. Well, Cindy will be 60 next month. And then there's Susan.
4 girls, 4
Yeah.
queens.
Yeah, Jack and his, his one brother, so there's no shepherds left.
Oh.
His brother had girls too, so.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's his half brother has girls, and then his cousin's got boys. Yeah.
Did you notice quite a difference when it came time for the girls to decide what they wanted to be and the choices that you had had?
Well, when you think about it, it was that many years ago. It was, altogether different because when I grew up, they didn't have the, everybody went in for teachers. Before, when the girls grew up, there was, was different things for them to go into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They could go into secretaries or something like that.
Do you think that the way that girls were able to get different education, that it made them a little more independent as they grew older?
Well, maybe. Well, we had quite a few relatives that, went into different things, so you got different ideas,
Mm-hmm.
Like, see, that cousin of Jack's, Gordon Shepherd, he was in Saskatoon, and he's done a lot with the astronauts, which a lot of people don't realize.
Mm-hmm.
I still think of when they first had the first, when he was with the astronauts, and Tony Hammersmith was sitting there looking at the TV, and here they were going on about the astronauts. He says, there's Gordon Shepherd. Yeah, some of them have done pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. What were some of the experiences that you had on the ranch that stand out in your mind?
Well, of course, there was never, we never ever did any branding.
Oh, didn't you?
No. We didn't have that many cattle. Yeah. Well, we did. We had quite a few cattle, but we didn't brand. No.
If you didn't brand, how did you mark your cattle?
We did mark them.
Or you just ran slicks?
Yeah, we did brand cattle. We did brand cattle down there, though.
I don't think people in Manitoba brand today. Yeah.
Probably not.
You used to have rodeos at your place?
Well, you know, when I was first married, yeah, it was West Plains Picnic. But they only had that for a couple of years because the folks moved away, and quite a few of the neighbors moved away. So, and then of course there was the Oxrat Picnic. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, and yeah, we had rodeos. Yeah.
What years was that?
Oh, a few years. I can remember when Susan was a baby, we had the rodeos there, and then we had, and then like. Oh, and then, yeah, they used to have picnics there. Yeah, and then where we had the rodeo was where the house is now. And so then we moved it across over east. And when I first, a lot of the neighbors that used to come up on a Sunday, you know, this was before we moved up there, up to the creek. A lot of people used to go up there on a Sunday for have a picnic, and you know, because the creek, they'd swim, and you know, and they used to go up there fishing a lot too. I know a lot of when we built the house up there, a lot of people missed that fishing spot.
Yeah.
Well, did you get a new house right after you moved down there then, or?
No, we were married like in '49. We didn't get, well, then Jack ended back in the sand in 59. So we were going to build a house in 59, but didn't get it built to 60. The house that Sheila and Arnold's in, we built in 60.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he'd been in the sand twice.
Yeah.
When your rodeos were going on at your place, though, Mary, we were married at that time. And you remember Bruce Bartlett and
Oh yeah, Bruce used to be at our place a lot.
Mick Wahlberger was big in roping then, and
well, I can remember, you know, we were still living down at the old place, and it would be raining, and Jack would say, "Well, I don't think there's going to be anybody this weekend." Look down this road, there they still came.
Yeah.
Every Sunday.
that went on for a long time.
Well, it went on for quite a few years, yeah.
You didn't have to do anything, though, eh?
No, just feed a half a dozen men that night.
Oh, you did have to get in on that. I wondered about that.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the guys that, well, one would be Robert Smith, and who else? Some of the guys that, I can't forget now just who all did, but there was always 3 or 4 of them always stayed for supper. I kind of forget now who. I know Robert Smith because, and probably Bruce Bartlett.
And cow riding was the thing at that.
Oh yeah, it was real big. Yeah, one of them that used to come was Wilfred Nielsen. Known them for years. You know, well, they came out here for the pasture, but they used to live in Saskatoon. And he happened to know Uncle George, Jack's uncle. And he says, "I've got a nephew living out there," so that's how we, you know. And of course, he's into roping and stuff too, so it didn't take long to get to know him. Mm-hmm. No, we've been good friends, and it was okay. That was another one. Wilf was, and Jack. That's how they started the 4-H beef.
Oh.
Or not beef, light horse, I should say.
So then you had 4-H meetings at your place? Or
well, no, they were mostly at Wilf's. Yeah, we used to go down there. Well, Wilf was really good, well, and the other men too. But they'd go down to Wilf's, and he'd take them out to the barn and show them this and that about horses, and maybe do a little riding. It's too many years ago now to remember what all they did, but Wilf was really good.
And that's when your girls were small and were
Well, Sheila and Cindy and Susan were in it. Barbara wasn't, because Barbara left home when she was 15. She went to Saskatoon to babysit for this Gordon Shepherd. Well, in fact, she went with them and went overseas with them for a year for schooling.
Oh,
Yeah.
where did they go to?
They were over in England. He was doing something over there, and so they needed a babysitter. So it was kind of nice. And she met. In fact, she still keeps in touch with a couple of the girls.
What are some of the biggest changes that you've seen? Like between the ranching when you first started to when you were finished, when you left the ranch?
I don't know. I don't think there's much. Just pretty well the same all the time. Yeah.
Little bigger equipment.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Newer equipment. Yeah. Better equipment. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And when did you sell to Arnold and Sheila and move to town?
When they got married, so that would be what, 41 years ago. Must be. Yeah. I think.
Yeah. I don't know.
Let me see. Oh, brother. Well, Cindy and Jack got married on the 10th of November when it was our 24th anniversary. So.
Yeah. Quite a while ago.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's been 65 years last fall.
That you would have been married?
Yeah.
What would you like to see change? Like what do you think could be improved on?
You know, I never really think much on it. You know, I'm just sitting here.
Yeah. Yeah.
As long as everybody in here gets along, that's the main thing.
Yeah. What are some of the things that you still do that you've done your whole life?
Oh, but I'm going to quit.
Yeah.
Well, no, not my whole life. But after I moved into town, some of us used to go to the figure skating a lot. But you know, there's no figure skating near. You know, we used to go to Calgary and well, even Victoria. But now none of this figure skating is out here much. Mm-hmm. And I went to a lot of the curling too. In fact, I'm going to go to Moose Jaw for curling.
What about reading and playing cards and that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, well.
You still do lots of that?
Yes, more than I want to. I used to, well, I belonged to Legion. I've belonged to Legion for over 65 years. And when I was first, that was it, when I was, that's one thing that is good that's changed. When I first joined the Legion, the women had to stay just with the ladies' auxiliary. We couldn't join the Legion. You know, where the man off the street could join the Legion. Not that I wasn't overseas, but like, you know, some of the girls that were overseas, why couldn't they join the Legion? You know, they went overseas. A lot of the men didn't go overseas, but they could still join the Legion. But no, I have belonged to the Legion now for quite a few years. They finally let us join. But when I was in the Lady Auxiliary, I zone rep. We used to have to take girls to curling, and that was kind of interesting. I think Kay Wilcox went with us, so. And then when I came into Maple Creek here, I was zone rep here too, and that was interesting because that was different places. Mm-hmm. And then, I kind of quit. When Jack passed away, I still went to the meetings and that, but didn't do it that much. But we were supposed to go down to Tompkins here a couple of weeks. No, it was just last week ago to play cribbage. Well, I haven't gone. There's that many of us anymore. I might as well go down because just for the day to see if I knew anybody. Of course, there's nobody I know anymore. And I went down to play, and then ended up winning.
Oh, good for you. Good.
Now I come back to Maple Creek here next month.
Oh.
Yeah. No, a friend of mine and we go a lot of hockey games, and I've been watching the grandkids playing hockey.
How many grandkids and great-grandkids?
I got 13 great.
13 great.
Yeah. and you pretty well know all the. Yeah, well, of course Sheila and Arnold's are here, and Cindy Jacks. Barbara's got 3. They're the oldest. The oldest, Barbara's oldest grandchild is 13, grade 8. And Susan has 1 grandchild. So.
When you came to town, though, you weren't too long before you took a job, right?
Well, yes. That was kind of a. Can you imagine? Nobody wanted to work floors. That was too low a job.
In the hospital?
In the hospital, yeah. Well, the floors need to be cleaned just as good as. I'm not saying that they're more important than nurses, but it's important to have the place clean. And anyway, Burl Les, lived across the street from us. Burl came over and said, "Would you mind working floors?" And I said, "I don't see anything wrong with it." They supplied uniforms. We played into a pension. What more could you have? You know, when you think of it.
Mm-hmm. How long did you work there?
15 years.
Ooh. Yeah.
And you know, when you think about working floors, I couldn't see anything wrong with it. I met a lot of nice people.
Yeah.
Probably all the, maybe not you girls, but I met a lot of people from out south that haven't babies.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the hospital was busy in those years, too.
Oh, well, that's right, yes. They had a lot of, you know, when you think of it now, we had 2 doctors living just in our street. Dr. Smith and Dr. Burns both lived in just a couple of doors from us. And then Burl across the street, you know. No, it was good. Well, you know, as I said, you met a lot of nice people, and I couldn't see anything wrong, you know. It's still a job.
Well, yes, any job.
And they paid good.
I wonder how people would get that idea.
Well, yeah, but you look at them right now. A lot of them want to start at the top. They don't want to start at the bottom. You know, maybe you don't realize that. Yeah, no, they don't want to start at the bottom. And you know, when you think of it, you know, like, you know, some of these girls going to school, not just girls, boys too, you know, working in restaurants and that, gives them some, you know, gives them some money and gives them some experience.
So when you worked at the hospital, probably Winnie Andrews would have been matron, was she?
Yeah, yeah.
For most of your years.
Yeah, and then Sheila Milans.
Right.
Oh, that was a shame. You know, yeah, her and Sheila are the same age. You know, there she is gone. She went way too young.
Did you have any special hairstyles when you were?
No, not really. It was funny when I was down at getting my hair done this morning. We're just talking about everybody wearing wigs. You know how everybody had to have a wig.
Weren't pin curls more the rage when you were growing up, though? It's like even in my time, pin curls were kind of the.
Oh yeah. Well, I used to. Yeah, oh yeah. I used to do my hair up. You know, but this last few years I got lazy and it's easier just to go to.
But when you were growing up.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, my hair, even when I first got perms, you'd be surprised the number of hairdressers didn't like doing my hair. My hair was just like a horse's tail. It was terrible, terrible. It just, they've got better perms than that now. I know they used to have a heck of a time with my hair. It was just terrible.
What about the styles? There's quite a difference between when you were young.
I guess so, yeah, I guess there was.
Could you wear slacks when you were growing up?
Oh, no.
Just dresses?
Just dresses, oh no. Although my mother did let me wear slacks once in a while for something. I'm surprised. I'm looking at old pictures. Even when I was first married, I wore dresses.
Oh,
Yeah, I was surprised. I can't, you know, to tell you the truth, I can't remember when I started wearing slacks.
And hats. Hats, you have to wear a hat.
Oh, well, yes, hats. You always wore a hat to a funeral.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you didn't go to a funeral without a hat.
or dressed up.
Well, yes, I'd forgot until looking at some old pictures that they're all wearing a dress. Maybe even in the wintertime, I don't know. If they're wearing slacks, you'd think they'd be wearing in the wintertime.
Well, it's some the new technology, the computers and the iPads and the tablets and
Oh, yeah.
iPhones. Do you
No, I don't.
think that's quite an advancement for everybody?
Yeah, it could be, but I don't have them. I don't have, you know, I don't have a computer around, you know, so.
You've never been interested in trying to learn one?
Well, it was, well, Jack will be gone 10 years here next month. And a cousin of his set up a computer and stuff, and he did it, you know, he got onto it. He was always after me to do it. And I made the excuse it was give him something to do. So I never, and then when he passed away, I just gave the stuff to the girls.
Some people that we've talked to in the past figured that TV spoiled their social life. Did you?
Well, I think it does. Oh, I know it does, especially here. Because I should be going down the front, you know, playing cards and stuff. But, oh, there's curling water.
It's good company though.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. But I can see it. Yeah, we do watch TV too much.
Well, out on the ranch, maybe it would have been, people say, oh, people used to get together and play cards. And
Well, yeah, you know, when I first got married, we used to get together with the neighbors and play cards a lot. You know, like when Jack and I first got married, like his mother and Uncle George, there was the other two families in the yard. There was, you know, besides us.
You all lived in one yard?
Yeah, yeah.
But something else that you've done for a long time is buy a team when the ranch.
Oh yeah, I've done that for years. Yeah.
Did you started that before Jack was gone? Did you or?
Oh well, Jack. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, we started. Well, we went together. Yeah, I think we bought a team right from the very beginning, and I actually did win once. Thank goodness, I'm glad I won once because now they don't have the buckles anymore.
Oh.
I won a buckle. Dean was on the team, which was nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I got the one buckle. And I've got one grandson. Grandma, have you got that buckle yet? Not a grandson, great-grandson.
Oh,
So what do you see going on for the future, Mary? Do you think we're all going to have
I think I'm.
brand new hospital here pretty soon?
Don't hold your breath.
You think that we're going to see people living longer and longer and longer?
Well, they are. Okay. I'll take for myself. When I was born, I had jaundice so yellow, the doctor said to my mother, no sense taking her home. But she took me home.
good thing.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And you know now, you know the kids still have jaundice that, but you know people have found out. Just put them under lights.
So do you think it's a good thing that people are living longer every?
Well, I think they just learned things. You know, people are more educated for one thing, you know, than they were like, you know, when you figure out like say like my mother that, you know, they were lucky they had about grade 4 or 5. You know.
Yeah.
And then you had big families. You know, and you think of it now that, you know, it's hard for them to have hockey games and that because they don't have any kids. Now, 2, 3 kids. Well, I've got three grandkids that have 3 already.
But do you think, generally speaking, that people want to live longer now? I mean, I'm talking longer, like, I think life expectancy.
Well, if you're feeling well, that's fine. But if you're not feeling well, I would still think you'd be glad to. Well, it's something like Jack, you know. Yeah, he was okay in that. But can you imagine? He had breakfast, walked downtown, had coffee and that with Norman Denberg and some of them. And he always went up to the Legion to play cards. Walked in the Legion.
For him, it was perfect.
Well, that's the place where he'd like to go. You know, that's where he wanted to. You know, because he spent a lot of time at the Legion.
It's tough on everybody else. But
Oh yeah.
for him, it's good.
Yeah. Where his brother, well, even when Jack passed away, he was getting Alzheimer's. He just passed away last year. You know, so that's tough. That's tough on the whole family.
Alzheimer's is a horrible.
Oh, that's a terrible, terrible. Like Norman Denberg, like I phoned Norman and told him. He didn't believe me. He came to the house because he'd just had a coffee with him. And Norman, this is just right across the street here.
Mm-hmm. Now he's gone too.
Yeah, he's gone too. Yeah, he's been gone for a couple of years now. But I do, either way, I feel sorry for these older guys. You know, like Norman really missed Jack. And then after Jack passed away, he used to go down well, maybe before that, I don't know, but they go to the Carolines for meals. And there's a couple other guys, you know, his age, they, you know, eat together all the time. And they miss Norman now, you know.
Yeah.
Well, just to finish up, Mary, just tell us what you want to do tomorrow. Your biggest hope for tomorrow.
Well, I don't know. Just be in good health, I guess.